Good morning, students. Welcome to class 11 business studies. Today, students, we are going to do the advantages of cooperative society. Before doing that, just a recap of what is a cooperative society. Cooperative society is an organization, and it is an association of persons who join together for mutual help. They join together, they come together to for a mutual help. They don't have any motive of earning profit. Their main motive is not earning profit. Their main motive is service motive. Okay, to service. Then I had also told you that it works on the principle of each for all and all for each for all and all for each. So its features were voluntary association. It is an all voluntary association, as they can voluntarily join the cooperative society anytime they want, if they have a common interest, and they can also leave the cooperative organization whenever they want to, without taking any permission. They just have to give a notice, and they can exit the cooperative society whenever they wish to, right? And there it has a legal status. I told you that cooperative society has a legal status, that it can enter into a contract. It can buy and sell property in its own name. So it has a legal status. It has a separate legal entity in the eyes of law. And the death and insolvency of any of the members does not affect the life of a cooperative society. And the third feature of it was limited liability. All the members of the cooperative society has limited liability up to the extent they have contributed in the business. Whatever they have contributed in the business, their liability is up to that amount only. Then next feature was the control. The cooperative society has a control. uh, the control of a cooperative society is in the hands of the managing committee, and that managing committee is elected by through the voting of the members. Then fifth feature was service motive. The main motive of a cooperative to a society, as I told you, is not to earn profit but to serve the society. So it is their main motive to earn, to serve its members. Then last feature is equal voting rights. Whether you are having a share of 1,000 rupees, or you are having a share of 100 rupees, it doesn't matter. In a cooperative society, you will be having only one voting right, only in a cooperative society. So every member has one voting right. So it works on the democratic principle: one man, one vote, right? So today we'll start with the advantages of cooperative society. Advantages of cooperative society: it is easy to form. Easy formation is there. Formation of cooperative society is a very simple process. Only 10 adult members who are having a common interest can come together and form it. They just need to register it. The registration procedure for cooperative organization is also very simple and does not involve any legal formalities. So formation is very easy. Then limited liability. All the members of the cooperative society have limited liability. Their personal property cannot be used to repay the loans of the cooperative society. They have the liability up to the investment they have made in the cooperative organization. It is limited to the extent of their capital contribution in the cooperative organization. At the time of losses, the creditors cannot have claim over their personal properties. Okay. So stable existence. The cooperative society has a separate legal existence in the eyes of law. So any death, insanity, or insolvency of any of the members does not affect the life of the cooperative society. Cooperative society has a stable life, stable existence. So it has a continuous life and exists for a longer period of time. Okay. So next is democratic management. Democratic management means it is only one it works on a principle of democracy, and one man has one voting right in it. So you can vote for the vote for the members whom you want to see in the managing committee of the organization. So it works on a democratic principle, right? Then next is assistance. State assistance is support from the government. The government always give various benefits from the various benefits to the cooperative organizations, like rebate in taxes, and when they are purchasing the raw materials they get concession from the government. So they always have an option to buy the raw materials at a subsidized rates, and government offers loans at lower rate of interest and on easy terms and conditions to cooperative societies. Okay. So next is economical function. Economical function, the operation of a cooperative organization is quite economical, as most of the activities are done by its members only. जितने भी members होते हैं वो खुद ही काम करते हैं, they work there for themselves only. वो खुद ही अपनी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में सारे काम्स करते हैं. दे एलिमिनेट ऑल द मिडल मैन. दे डोंट engage middlemen in the process of distribution also. They themselves buy the raw material, they themselves sell their product in the market. So they eliminate the middlemen in between. So they have an opportunity to buy the raw materials at a lower rate and to sell their goods at a higher profit margin. So they eliminate the role of the middlemen from between. So they do not, and they do not maintain large stocks also. That is also there. They do not maintain very large stocks. They generally work on cash basis, so they don't have any bad debts. Generally have work on the basis of cash only, and they don't have much of advertisements and selling expenses also. So there is always an economical functioning in cooperative society. Okay. Then equality in voting status, that is democratic management only. Equality in voting status is it works on the principle of democratic system, and all members have equal rights and equal chance to participate in the management, and everyone has one man, and they work on the principle of one man one vote. Okay. And then open membership. Its advantage is open membership. Anyone who has the common interest can become the member of the cooperative society. There is no restriction on the basis of caste, creed or religion, and the person who can join and leave the cooperative organization whenever they wish to. So there is open membership. Then certainly there are disadvantages also. There is a possibility of conflict. So there can be difference of opinion or conflict among the members. Quite often there are disputes and there are conflicts among the managing committee and the members in the cooperative organizations. The members are all from the different sections of the society, so generally they have difference in their opinions, and if any member has a rigid attitude, and then it lead to conflicts and disputes. And the selfish motive of members starts dominating, and they forget the service motive. So that is the reason of conflict among the members. Then long decision and decision making process. So there's a very long process of decision making in cooperative organization. Generally there is a large members list of members in the cooperative society. So it is a very long process to take decisions. Whenever there's an opportunity, when you need to take quick decisions. That is not possible in the case of cooperative society, because you need to take permission from the managing committee, then everyone should be agreed to it. You will call the annual general meeting of the cooperative organization, and then put the things in front of every members, and half of them will be in favor, half of them will be against it. So it takes a long process to come to one decision and take unanimously one decision, and come to a one एक किसी भी एक चीज के ऊपर सहमति बनाना, या एक डिसीजन ले पाना with a strong favor, with a strong favor of members. It becomes very difficult in a cooperative society, because the number of members is very large generally. So there is not enough capital, although there is a list of large members in a cooperative society, but they all come from a background where resources are limited, and also there is no compulsion to contribute a minimum amount of capital to become a member. There is no compulsion कि आप member बनने के लिए उसमें कुछ capital contribute करो ही minimum. So, and it follows a principle of one man one vote. This also discourages people to invest more. So cooperative organization always faces a shortage of capital due to low rate of return. So there is always a shortage of funds in cooperative organizations. Why? Because when you are becoming the member of the cooperative organization, there is no limit to it कि आपको member बनने के लिए इतना amount contribute करना ज़रूरी है, ऐसा नहीं है. तो जो 20,000 का contribution कर रहा है, that person also has one vote, और जो zero contribution कर रहा है, या 10 rupees का contribution या 100 rupees का contribution कर रहा है, that person also has one vote. So everyone has one vote. So what is the benefit of it? Why I should contribute more? I should also contribute 100 only, and if I am getting one vote only. So one man one vote के principle पे काम करते थे, तो इसका मतलब तो हर किसी को सबके मन में ये आ जाता है कि why should I contribute more? So there is always a shortage of funds in cooperative society. Then there's inefficient management. The management is inefficient. Why the management is inefficient? Because they generally have shortage of funds, and due to shortage of funds they do not hire any professional experts. वो अपना काम खुद ही करते हैं. जितने भी functions हैं production के या sales के, जितने भी functions हैं management के, they do it on their own only. So there's always a shortage of professional and professional experts, and there are many inexperienced persons जो generally गलत decisions लेते हैं, या cooperative organization cannot afford to pay high salary to the professional and qualified people. So there's always a problem of inefficient management in cooperative organization. Then next is lack of secrecy. There is lack of secrecy in cooperative organizations, क्योंकि आपको एक open discussions करना होता है in the meetings by the members. So number of members is very large in a cooperative society, और जब आप इतने large members के सामने आप अपनी organization के जब points रखेंगे, तो वो एक secrecy नहीं maintain हो पाएगी. ठीक है. So there is always lack of secrecy over there. Then there is excessive government control. Why there is excessive government control? Why? Because cooperative organization get various types of concessions from government also. Government always give subsidized rates while purchasing the raw materials, and it also give loan at a lower rate of interest. So जितना सब्सिडीज या फैसिलिटीज गवर्नमेंट दे रही है, तो उतना ही उसका गवर्नमेंट का एक्सेसिव कंट्रोल या रेगुलेशन भी बढ़ जाता है. सो इट इज़ एसेंशियल फॉर अ कोऑपरेटिव ऑर्गेनाइजेशन टू गेट इट्स अकाउंट ऑडिटेड बाय द ऑडिटर्स ऑफ द कोऑपरेटिव डिपार्टमेंट. जितने भी उनके अकाउंट्स हैं वो ईयरली उनको ऑडिट कराना ज़रूरी होता है, एंड टू सबमिट इट इन द रजिस्ट्रार. वाई? बिकॉज गवर्नमेंट वांट्स ऑल द अकाउंट्स कि आपने पूरा ईयर आपने funds का क्या किया, because funds are given by the government sometimes. So when government is giving the funds, when government is giving so many concessions, when government is allowing you loans at low rate of interest, then government is very keen to know that how much you earned and what are the accounts, what does your accounts shows. So it is necessary to get the accounts audited, and they have to be submitted at the registrar. So all these regulations, these restrict the flexibility and efficiency of the cooperative organization. So these were the disadvantages of cooperative organization: limited capital, inefficient management, lack of secrecy, excessive government control, possibility of conflict, long decision making process. These were all the disadvantages of the cooperative organization. I hope the session was clear to you all. Go through the notes which I had uploaded, go through your NCERT chapter, and I'll upload the pages of Poonam Gandhi also. Okay, so goodbye.